like that's a number one. It's okay, I like that song. It's a nice little drive-in sort of song.
Good melody.
Sound is low, especially when you're talking. You sound like you're in an echo chamber. Does anyone else have an audio problem?
Snip it up a notch.
I feel like I'm edging on feedback.
No, but I mean on the thing. We can turn it down here. You are. There's a ever such a tiny squeak kicking in.
I said,
Maybe
that's okay. Are we all right there? Are we okay? Right. Any requests coming in? Someone's written something in German. Wann hast du angefangen Klavier zu spielen?
What?
Don't know what that means.
Who's that? Where's this?
I don't know. It's on Instagram.
Oh.
Wann hast du angefangen Klavier? It could be something really rude I'm reading out, couldn't it? Spielen means to play, right? To play. Wann hast, I don't know. When has you started learning to play piano? I don't know. That's my guess at what that means. If that is right, I'm a linguistic genius because I don't speak a word of German. Audio sounds fine on YouTube, no reverb. Okay, good. Okay, has any requests actually come in? What about some Blur, says Jonathan? Wow, we're going on a bit of a 90s sort of... What have we got? We could do a little bit of Blur. Beetlebum, Harmless Man, Tender. What about Tender?
Tender's one of the best.
Yeah.
It's have to be a snippet though, because it's a long song.
Lying by your side, tender is the night. Lying by your side, tender is the touch of someone that you love too much. Tender is the day the demons go away. Lord, I need to find someone who can heal my mind. Come on, come on, come on, get through it. Come on, come on, come on. Love's the greatest thing. Come on, come on, come on, get through it. Come on, come on, come on. Love's the greatest thing. Now we are waiting for that feeling, waiting for that feeling, waiting for that feeling to come. Oh my baby, oh my baby, Tender is the ghost I love the most, hiding from the sun, waiting for the night to come. Tender is my heart for screwing up my life. Lord, I need to find someone who can heal my mind. Come on, come on, come on, get through it. Come on, come on, come on. Love's the greatest thing. Come on, come on, get through it. Come on, come on, come on. Love's the greatest thing. Now we are waiting for that feeling, waiting for that feeling, waiting for that feeling. Oh my baby, oh tell me, oh tell me, oh my baby, oh my baby, oh my baby, oh my baby, oh tell me,
Why yeah?
You realise when you're singing along, like you're singing in the mic. Just reminding you.
I'm sorry. I might have ruined that a little bit, but I was into it.
Wow, Lynn Fenton's now joined the Instagram feed.
What the?
I think she hates. She's so against this YouTube transition. You have a problem with the YouTube though, don't you? Because you can't. Some people have some sort of problem with not being able to comment or not being able to. Actually, your mum's now joined the Instagram.
What the hell?
Yeah. Anyway, well, hi everyone on Instagram. It's much better, in my opinion, on YouTube. Hi everyone on YouTube. Don't go to Instagram. Leave them to it. Well, Chris Punter Shaker Maker 90s Indie Disco Club says, love Blur. There's a surprise, given your name. Have you learnt Bowie's I'm Afraid of Americans yet? No, I haven't. Sorry about that.
It's a big new.
Yeah, will do. Actually, Ben's got a very nice Bowie. This is the point at David Bowie game, isn't it? When the image is being reversed and flipped, and it's really hard to point at Bowie. There we go. There he is. Ben's got a very nice Bowie track. And what's very nice about Ben being the guest today is that because he's a brilliant singer and musician and singer-songwriter, is that he's actually going to do a couple of the songs. Ooh, new addition, like new feature. Yeah, so that's going to be quite nice. It gives me a little break. I might go and make a cup of tea. No, I'm joking, of course. I'll be listening to Ben. But should we get him on? Are you ready to come on, Ben? Can you give us a wave? Yeah, he's here. Right, okay. So I'm going to get Ben. Si, you're going to have to put headphones on to listen. Here he is. Oh, now I need to put headphones on, sorry.
Ben, can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Can everyone hear Ben?
This is the thing.
What a great introduction.
Sorry,
talking about my areolas.
Areolas and, yeah. Sorry about that, Ben. That one, you shouldn't talk about people's areolas.
I usually wouldn't, but, I'm not usually confronted by them.
Well, listen, right, anyone on Instagram now, you really need to go to YouTube because we've got a guest, but he's like beamed in virtually. So he's on a split screen now on YouTube. So this is going to make no sense to anyone on Instagram now. So come over to YouTube. Right, here we are in YouTube. Ben, how's it going? Ben Drake of the Ben Drake Collective.
How you doing? Yes, I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm well.
I want to hear you speak just because Ben's got the best sort of geezer sort of voice. So, like,
yeah, everyone says Danny Dyer.
Danny Dyer, yeah. I think so, a little bit of Danny. And Ben, we know each other through number guest 2 in the this is called the Song Show. If you watched episode 2 of the Song Show, people, you remember my American guest was Drew, who runs an anxious group, an anxiety podcast. And I know Drew, we know each other, Ben, through Drew, because you were also an anxious person.
Yeah, I still am, but it used to be a disorder. And I met Drew.
And now it's a reorder.
I met you. Yeah, I met you and Drew, didn't I, at the start? You was the first. You, Drew, and Billy.
Yeah. And if you listen to Drew's podcast, The Anxious Truth, the opening little song is one of Ben's songs that he actually wrote about your recovery from anxiety disorder, wasn't it?
It was about all that, yeah. It was about Drew, and you, and the journey through anxiety disorder, and yeah, it was about it all.
No, isn't that cool? So yeah, this is like we're all sort of you basically start to learn that everyone I know and speak to is through anxiety. So yeah, but it's a good way of making wonderful friends. So yeah, welcome to the feed, Ben. You're a regular sort of watcher and contributor as well, aren't you? You're always
I love it. I always tune in and watch.
Knocking about.
You mentioned the other day about Si's art page.
Right.
He was, so I'm following him, but he's not following me back. So he needs to click follow back on Instagram.
Well, this is.
That's rude.
I was ready, Ben. I'm so sorry. I wasn't. This is the strangest thing in the world. Is I'm sitting here listening to this, but there's about a 7-second delay.
Yeah.
That's all right. But you just need to follow Ben back because he followed you on Instagram.
What? Did he? All right.
The Ben Drake Collective.
It's distracting. I've got a bit of echo myself, but yeah, we'll get through it.
That's so weird.
Let's just ignore Si.
Ignore me. I mentioned a few weeks ago that I took acid for the first time. My mother didn't know in 1994, and I feel like this is the second time I'm doing it. Really
The
weird.
second time he's taken acid is right now.
This is so odd. I'm going to find Ben.
Right, okay, so Ben, you are the Desert Island Disco. You've been a singer-songwriter. Like, how did you get into music? Tell us how you got into it, into being a musician.
I mean, I was sort of 16, 17 when I just wanted to pick up a guitar. My friend used to play. He was classically trained, and he used to have a guitar on the wall. And I thought, oh, I'd love to play that one day. And then all through school, you know, I wasn't into music really, wasn't into the lessons and stuff. And then once I'd left, so I must have been 18, 19, I just started to pick up a guitar and taught myself. And then from then, I think I've played every day. I just can't put it down.
Oh, wow.
Love it.
And like, have
Yeah.
you always sung as well, or did that just come with playing the guitar?
I think it just come with playing the guitar. Yeah, you just pick it up and you just wanted to play songs. And obviously, if you're playing on your own, you've got to sing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess they
Yeah,
come
of course.
hand in hand.
All right, Ben, so what would be one, so give us the first record. These aren't in any particular order unless you want to put them in an order, but give us one of your records that you would take to the desert island knowing that you could never listen to any other songs. You've only got these 6 songs. What's one of them?
The one you found most difficult to play, I think, which was
was that?
U2 Ultraviolet.
Okay. Yeah, it's a difficult one because, well, you'll see, it requires, when you play this on the guitar, you can go up and down,
Yeah.
but on the piano, you can only go down, so it's got quite a
I
lot
can
of
imagine.
down action.
I can imagine. And I thought, oh, should I pick another one? I thought, well, that's my favourite U2 song, so I've got to pick that one.
Ben, do they only play this one live? Because I can only find live versions of it.
It's on the album Actung Baby.
Oh, it's on a
That's
track
track 10, I think.
Okay, cool. Right, well, we will play that for you now. Bit of a snippet of it, but yeah, apologies if this is, you know, not going to be the best version of this song that you hear, but you'll take the U2 version with you.
I'm sure your version would be great.
All right, so I'm going to drop you out of the feed, and then we'll come back. We'll bring you back in once we finish this one. See you in a second. Okay, so now I've forgotten that I actually need to didn't actually load this song up.
That was the
Oh,
strangest
God.
experience. I can hear you talking, and it's so strange.
Ultraviolet. I should have lined this up already, shouldn't I?
I can't find Ben on Instagram. I'm looking for him, but I can't find him. Ben Darlow, yeah?
No, it's not Ben Darley, it's
Did
Ben
he have-
Drake.
Oh, Ben, right.
Jesus, Si, do a little bit of research. 2 minutes of research before we do
Ben
this.
Drake
That's all it
Collective, follow
takes.
back, and I am following him back. There he is.
Everyone go to Instagram now and follow Ben Drake Collective.
Yes. Oh, he's doing well.
Right.
Oh, beautiful artwork, Ben. Oh no, he's a handsome chap, isn't he?
Yeah,
I
he's a
can't tell
handsome
from this distance, Ben, but clearly a handsome chap. I think we should. I mean, obviously he was a model back in the day.
He's a model, that's why he's a
Is he still a model?
bloody handsome.
Oh,
Well,
he's a
he should be,
handsome
shouldn't he?
chap.
He's a handsome
Ooh.
devil, isn't he?
Mother, get on to bed. He's a handsome chap.
Okay. Whoa. Right, this is where you're going to discover why this is hard to play on the piano. We're going to just have to do it slightly slower than the original.
Whatever you like.
Sorry about this. This is kerfuffly as hell. Sorry.
Sounds like the beginning of the American Office.
Dark as
Amazing, amazing.
Sorry, I need my headphones again. Yeah, that's a tough one to play. It's
It sounded great.
Ding, 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 ding. I feel like I'm sending a Morse code, like ding, 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 ding.
I mean, I've always wanted to say, watching you and Si play, like how hard it is. I mean, I couldn't do it. The way you just pull out songs without knowing them and you just play them, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't
Very
know
hard to
that
do.
song before, and yeah, that probably was a bit of a Mas o Menos version of it, but yeah, like a more or less version of it, but it's something similar to it. Right?
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. I love I think the Edge from U2 is just such a great guitarist. I always love his guitar sound. I think he's a very tasteful sort of. I think U2 without the Edge just wouldn't be.
Yeah, definitely.
U2.
I mean, I'm in the minority in my group of friends because no one seems to like him, and I love U2, but especially that era, the Acton Baby is one of my favourite albums.
Yeah, you can't diss U2. You just can't. Some of those songs are absolutely brilliant, aren't they? And Bono is slightly annoying. He can be slightly annoying as a performer, and he's quite, but he's got it. And I'm a big U2, not fan, but appreciator. Yeah.
And there's a message here from Chris Palmer. Chris Punter, Shake and Make. Oh, Ben's a good friend of mine. We played in the 66 Kicks together. When I auditioned, he actually didn't want me in the band.
Oh, this is awkward. Is he actually a friend of yours, Ben, or is he like been trolling you and stalking you ever since you turned him down from an audition?
No, Chris Punter is my best friend, one of my best friends. So, after the areola picture Si's talked about, that's when the 66 Kicks were formed.
I should have totally put that image in here so we could flash
No,
it
that's
up on
fine.
the
You don't have to
screen.
do that. So yeah, Chris was in a band with me for years, and then when I went in the collective, he's played a few times for me, drumming. So.
Oh, drumming, nice one. And he's called on YouTube Chris Punter Shake and Make a 90s Indie Club.
Yeah, so he puts on gigs at venues. So the 100 Club, he's got one coming up, I think.
Cool, nice one, Chris. Well, welcome to the live feed. So, Hattie says, what a song and what a version. Thank you, Jonathan Slater, Matthew, Mary Mora. Thanks very much, yeah. Ben, second song, what are you picking?
Second song. Let's go with the David Bowie.
Okay,
Absolute beginners.
Now, interestingly, first ever for the feed, we're going to put Ben's version of this on. You covered Absolute Beginners.
Oh, yeah, I
did.
did.
You sent me a video of it, and I'm going to play you a snippet of that video in here. So this is Ben.
Cool.
Why did you, pixelate yourself so we can't see you in this video?
I've done an original version where it's just me, because during lockdown, I was doing a lot of live streaming, which I don't normally do. And I just wanted to do something interesting. I'm not a computer whiz, and I just went on to iMovie, and it had some effects, and I thought,
but we want to see that handsome face of yours, Ben. So,
I just wanted to do something different, so I've got two versions. This is the pixelated one, but then I'll put the lyrics in there for people who didn't know the song.
Yeah. It's a great song. So this is Ben's version of David Bowie's Absolute Beginners, a snippet.
I've nothing much to offer. There's nothing much to take. I'm an absolute beginner. But I'm absolutely sane. As long as we're together. The rest can go to hell. I absolutely love you. But we're absolute beginners. With eyes completely open. But nervous all the same. If our love song could fly over mountains absolutely true. Ba, 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 ba.
Yay! So that was Ben with Absolute Beginners. That was so cool, wasn't it? Having the little video in there.
Yeah, that was one of Dad's. Dad was a massive David Bowie fan, and that was one of his favourite songs. And I just wanted to cover it for him. And luckily, he was alive when I did that, so he saw it and he loved that one.
Oh, that's so nice. So yeah, so sadly, Ben, can we talk about your dad a little bit?
Yeah, definitely.
So you lost your dad last year. It was the end of last year, was it?
Yeah, September. He had a lung condition called IPF, and so for 3 years it just got worse and worse, and then just went rapidly downhill in September. And
but what you did is that you took all of that like hard stuff to deal with, and then you wrote a beautiful song called There, which is coming out. Is it next week, actually, the single?
The 16th, so is that not this Friday, next Friday?
Yeah,
it comes out.
I've learnt it. I'm gonna play it for you.
I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, and I'm also gonna play. I've got your lyric video of it, and I'm gonna play it at the end of the whole thing. That will be our outro. Is your video to it as well, because it's really beautiful. Lovely. I really, really love it, and I think anyone that has like lost anyone will really sort of relate to it. And it's such a beautiful song. It's so simple. I sort of can't believe it hasn't already been written. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
did it come quite easily, or did you have to sort of fight for it to write it?
No, it come very easily. I mean, it's just the emotions I was going through at the time. As a songwriter, you'll know there's a certain chord structure that's used quite a lot, which is the C A minor F. So it's a very simple chord structure, but the words just flowed. They just come out of me because they needed to, I guess.
Yeah. And, sometimes, was it one of those sessions where you just sort of sit down and write it in one sort of go, or do you know what I mean? Yeah,
pretty much. I mean, I edited a few things because I spoke to you before about when we released it, when we were going to release a different song that was specifically about Dad. It's very, very obviously about Dad. And I just thought to get as much traction as we can, really, it needs to appeal to a mass market. And so I sort of rewrote the words. So it should appeal to anyone who's lost anyone.
Song, but you changed the words a little.
No, it was a different song.
Right.
But I had that in mind when I was writing this, and I thought, no, it needs to be. So I sort of edited a few bits, so it should appeal to a mass market. That's the plan, anyway. Because once the song's released through Blaggers Records, all the funds go to the charities
of IPF, and that is like a rare. What is it? Pulmonary fibrosis.
Pulmonary fibrosis, yeah. It's a scarring of the lungs.
It's a very rare disease, right? But,
yeah.
So you're like now a global ambassador for this charity, and so everything from this single is going to that charity. So let me play. Can I play the song for everyone now?
Yeah, I'd love you to. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'll take you off and bring you back then. Okay. Do you remember doing this one, Si?
Yes.
Dark emotional song.
What a lovely song.
Oof. Ben, that's such a nice song. Like, honestly, congratulations. It's so nice.
That was a lovely version.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
I was doing it in F, by the way. I transposed it up, yeah. But
it's lovely.
It makes me a bit emotional to play it. It's quite hard.
It's funny because there's certain songs I can listen to that are my songs, but that one I keep listening to it, and it's not so much because it's me. It just reminds me of Dad, and I like the sentiment of it. So.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Well, I was wondering, I saw, it wasn't too long after maybe that your dad passed away, that you did a gig, and it was after lockdown when suddenly like something that vaguely resembled a gig could happen, and I think I saw you do it. And didn't you play that song at that show?
And I had him a big screen behind me with his image. It was good. My mum was there with my sisters, and they're still now finding it hard to see pictures of him. So once I started playing it and that come up, they was a bit emotional.
Yeah. And did you? But like sometimes people say to me, like, oh, how could you have done that? That's been so emotional, blah blah blah. But sometimes there's a sort of performer switch as well, where you can just go through it and just be like, I just need to play this song for everyone and get it through.
Definitely.
Did you have that, or were you
absolutely
sort of trembling with it? Or
no, absolutely. It was people were saying, "Oh, how did you do that?" And it was easy. I was in that mode, and to be honest, I like doing it because I like. The more I talk about Dad and the more I play that song, the more to me he's still here. Because it's getting out there. Yeah. It was after when I finished it, I got a bit emotional, but during it was okay.
Yeah, just like, oh God. Cool, Ben. Well, thanks. Yeah, I can see people on the feed really like Natalie said, beautiful song. Low Life said, Poster Boy's song is sublime. That's my parents, sorry. Alberto, bravo. So, Alberto, la última canción es de Ben y lo componió. I don't know how to Oh, my Spanish is gone. Para su padre que murió, pero sí, es para su padre y es muy emocional para él y para todos que han perdido una persona especial. Okay, sorry, that was just a little translation for Alberto there. And Janet Hattie says gorgeous. Yeah, it was beautiful. But anyway, like, let's cheer ourselves up. What is another Desert Island Disc song that you want to do?
Well, let's have a happy one.
Okay. Are there any happy ones?
I think so. I mean, it's happy to me. I mean, even the U2 one, it's... A lot of my stuff is from my past, so it's just, that nostalgia is very powerful with the stuff I like. So the Peter Gabriel, Solsbury Hill...
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's quite kind of upbeat, but it's upbeat to me. Yeah.
Okay, great. We'll do you Solsbury Hill. Coming right up. Solsbury Hill, it's like taking a waiting on order, isn't it? Just like, okay, what are you ordering now? Solsbury Hill.
Two sides of Solsbury Hill with chips.
Right, okay, Ben, we'll bring you back on after Solsbury. Whew, okay, cheers. God, that was emotional.
It was emotional, yeah.
Okay. It's like we're talking now that he's not here. You can still hear us.
Oh, God, Ben, what's Ben like?
Oh, God, what's Ben like?
Yeah. Hey, Ben. He's probably listening, yeah, it's true.
Yeah. Right.
No, it was weirdly very emotional. But interesting, you said that there's like a sort of a performance phase that you put on. When you can play something, it doesn't feel emotional, but afterwards, when I was thinking about what you were singing, I was like, oh my God. Ugh.
Yeah, often I think also for the singer it's a little bit harder because you're actually saying the words as well. Like it sort of makes the lyrics sort of hit you even harder when you have to physically sort of say them. Something like that. I think there's been studies about if you say something, it goes to a different part of your brain than if you're just thinking or hearing about it. And so it can affect you much more emotionally if you actually speak something, which I think is why therapy and talking therapy is so important, because when you actually say something, it sort of goes through a different processing route than if you just think it or go like, oh yeah, I've acknowledged that. But if you actually say it,
don't think about that.
Oh yeah, don't think about that. Right, here we go.
You're not as stupid as you look, Holly.
I'm not that stupid. I'm a bit stupid.
You're fitter than you used to be.
How does this song go? shaking Stephen start, wasn't it?
The guy just went past the holes that gave us all the oranges and stuff that time.
Oh, Pedro.
Hola,
Pedro. Hey, Ben, love that song. Sorry
Love
about
it.
the shaky start there.
Love it. It's a
Finding
great song.
the key and all that sort of stuff. Great song, isn't it? It feels really powerful.
Yeah,
like
it's
sort
beautiful.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ben,
keep
we're
up
of
this.
Holly told me before the feed that we're of a similar age.
Yeah.
And I believe that to be true, because I remember that song when I was a child as well. It was such a powerful. Peter Gabriel had a couple of songs when we were kids, which were just so Sledgehammer.
So you're in your mid-20s as well.
Tunes. It's such a beautiful songwriter. I can't hear what Ben
Oh,
says.
he said, "Oh, so you're in your mid-20s as well."
Yeah, that's right. Isn't it?
Yeah. Well, were you a poster? Were you a Smash Hits? Were you a Sugar 17 poster girl?
Oh yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah.
What
if
was
there
that?
was a filey version of that, maybe.
Ben, tell us, please, just tell us, what was it like being like a model for like just 17 and Sugar and stuff? Was it like, were you like?
Did you have cold nipples?
Was it sort of like cool and rock and roll, and were you sort of like hanging out at celeb sort of parties and stuff?
Yeah, it was all that. It was.
Really?
I mean, as I said to you before, like I'm not.
Go on, Ben.
I'm not ashamed of that time in my life. It was
You
great.
shouldn't be ashamed of it.
No, I mean, I took a lot of stick for it when I was younger, but I didn't care. It was great.
For it, but he's not ashamed of it. Who's giving
Why
you
would you
stick
be
for
ashamed?
that?
Who was giving you stick?
Is that
Mate,
bloody
Well,
Paul? What's this? What's he called? Paul Chris Punter Indie Club. Leave Ben alone.
Oh, he won't leave me alone. He'll be on me.
But don't take the mick out of him for being a poster boy. That's so cool, man. Bet you wish you were on bloody.
Ben, believe me, sunshine, I'd have been all over. I'd have enjoyed it just as much as you probably did.
Yeah,
Just
but it was good. I
equally
mean, you
as
was
much.
mixing with the celebrities of that. I was working with Tom Hardy at some point, and it's just meeting people that were just normal people because you was in that industry. And when you come out, it's only you look back and think, oh my God, I used to work with him. And now he's a superstar.
Oh,
so
right, Tom Hardy, really.
it was a great time in my life.
Cool, man. That is so cool. Nathan says Sai never had the nipples for it.
It was all photo editing. So
Photo editing. Just darken it up a bit. Ben, sorry about that. Right, what is another one of your tracks for your
so
desert islands?
I've picked Dire Straits. Now I could pick any Dire Straits for me because that was
We
my
can do some Dire Straits.
yeah. So growing up, my mum and dad were massively into them, which made me massively into them. So I've picked Romeo and Juliet. It's just a great song, but I could have had any Dire Straits. I love that band.
Yeah. What about Knopf? Are you a Knopf fan of the? Did you ever try to play like Knopfler, like with
Yeah,
the picking
tried.
stuff? Tried
and
didn't
failed.
Continue.
Yeah.
It's a very particular, very difficult style, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, it's I have tried to use my fingers to pick and pluck, and it just doesn't work. So I use the pick, but yeah, it's fantastic guitarist.
Right, we're going to do Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Also, Ben, I don't know if I told you this. You've got to think of a book and a luxury item. So I'm going to leave you thinking about that whilst we play this song.
Well, I've already thought of a book.
Okay, tell us after this song. And think of your luxury item. It can't be too practical. Okay.
A luxury item, okay.
Okay, we'll come back to you, Ben. He's thinking of his luxury item. Right, we'll just do a snippet of this because it's so long. Love struck Romeo, sings the streets a serenade. Can I do it in an awful voice, or should I do it on my own?
No, I think you can mix it.
Can I semi-noff it up?
Yeah,
Can I noff it up? Love struck Romeo. No, I'll sing my own voice, but
No,
slightly
come
noffed.
on,
I'll slightly noff
I
it.
liked that was good.
Sings the streets a serenade, laying everybody low with a love song that he made. Finds a convenient street light, steps out of the shade and says something like, you and me, babe, how about it? Juliet says, hey, it's Romeo, you nearly gave me a heart attack. He's underneath the window singing, hey, lie, my boyfriend's back. Should've come around here, singing up to people like that. Anyway, what you gonna do about it? Juliet, the dice streets a serenade, laying everybody low with a love song that he made. He finds a street light, steps out of the shade, says something like, you and me, babe, how about it? It's you and me, babe, how about it? It's you and me, babe, how about it? It's you and me, babe, how about it? Goes on for ages, that little bit. I love that little bit.
That's my favourite part. Yeah, my favourite part of the song is the last bit.
The little outro.
The little refrain. It's just beautiful. Fantastic choice, Ben. I've got to say, I love that song so much.
It's a great song. It's a great song. I mean, you say about the outro. There's a song called "Tunnel of Love" by Dire Straits, and when I was younger, I used to the outro to that. I used to have on the vinyl, and for some reason, I don't know why, I used to speed the vinyl up and just play the end over and over again because it's such an emotion. It's an emotional bit of music. I mean, you can play it without speeding it up, but I don't know why I did that. But it's got piano and guitar. Oh my God, it's just great. Check it out.
Tunnel of Love.
Tunnel of Love, yeah.
What are we thinking, people, on the comments? Ben was also in EastEnders. He robbed the cafe. Nice. That is Chris Punter telling all your secrets here, Ben.
Yeah.
He was on EastEnders. You robbed the cafe. The cafe.
Yeah, Phil Mitchell's Caf. It wasn't him. I can't remember who was running it. Gary, was it? I can't remember his name, but yeah, it was nicked all the money and run.
Nice one. This is awesome. Hey, Natalie says, fantastic choices. Love this song. A friend had it as their first dance at their wedding. Awesome. Ah, nice stuff. Janet, this is Si's mum, says, I love Why Worry from Brothers in Arms, but it's more than 5 minutes long and has more instrumental than singing. He likes a bit of an instrumental, doesn't he, Old Noffers?
Yeah. Brothers in Arms, what a great song, that one.
And Nathan says, oosh, another great song, super choices, Ben. And he says, you have to sing the line, hey la, my boyfriend's back in Scouse.
Hey la, my boyfriend's back.
No, but isn't it from the hey la, my boyfriend? That's a song, right? That's like
it could
one
be.
of those
I didn't know
old like girl groups. I'm sure it's like the Shirelles or something. No? Singing like, hey la, my boyfriend's back.
That makes sense, yeah.
They're from Liverpool, the Shirelles.
I always assumed that was that, but is it just a Scouse person saying, hey lamb, my boyfriend's back?
Could be. Could be.
Could be.
I don't, Nathan, you've thrown me now, but I think Nathan is from Liverpool, so maybe he can... Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure now. He's one of the lads. Yeah. Nice one, Ben. What is your book that you're taking to the desert island? Do you see it? Show it again. It's The Anxious Truth, Drew's book.
Oh,
I have to. I mean, he promotes me every podcast. He's playing my song. And how can I not promote his book? But it is a fantastic book. It's
and
been
you don't
a great
want to
help.
slip back into a disorder on the island. That would be.
Yeah. You'd have lots of exposures there.
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to think if that would be the worst case scenario, or probably good, because if you're agoraphobic and you're on a desert island, like maybe that's all right because you've not got to go anywhere or meet anyone or.
Who's that?
The agoraphobic's dream. Desert island discs. Nice. Right. Well, Ella Scousing. Yes, but Nathan, do you know that there is a song that says "Hey La"? Can someone confirm that there's a song that goes like "Hey La, my boyfriend's back"? I'm sure there's a song that says that. Please, somebody tell me I haven't made it up. I'm gonna write it otherwise. If nobody tells me that it's been written, I'm gonna write it. Yeah. Ben, what other songs have you got left? I can't remember. Is there any more? Oh, there's two more, isn't there?
Two. Well, yeah, there was one that a band that kind of got me into guitar music, and my favourite song of theirs was. Can you play it on a piano?
Yep.
So "Slide Away" by Oasis.
Yeah, I can do this. But what I had incredible problems learning this song, just because when I was listening to it and then trying to play the chords along to it, the guitars on the Oasis, this is the track that was on the album and everything. Was it a single? I don't know if it was a single as well.
I don't think Slide Away was. No, it was on the album.
Yeah, but so whatever it was on the album, all the producers made it. It passed every test, but it's completely out of tune. You can't play along to it in an instrument that's tuned to concert pitch. Like it's literally impossible. As
in the whole song is detuned.
The whole song's out of tune. Well, just like it just. I think the guitars are just. I think they just tuned to themselves. I don't think they tuned to a tuner or something. Do you know what I mean? And then Liam Gallagher's vocals are so sort of
amazing.
You know what I mean? Amazingly sort of not in tune. But yeah. I think between that one and Live Forever was one I heard first and was just like blown away. But Slide Away for me has got the emotion in that song. When I've been playing this song today, I'm like, this is a brilliant song. I really like it. But when I listen to it sort of hurts my ears a little bit. Yeah, being honest, it's very like that jangly sort of, Gallagher sort of guitar. It's that real like harsh sort of sound, isn't it? But yeah, it's a great song.
For me, that's what worked with Oasis. Like you've got the heavy rock and Liam's aggressive vocals, but with Noel's writing love songs, and it just seemed to work. It just gelled, and this is the ultimate for me.
And Noel borrowed so much of it. Well, he was influenced so heavily by the Beatles.
Yeah.
You can't go too wrong if you're writing songs really heavily influenced by the Beatles.
Very true.
Well. So yeah, let's play You Slide Away, a little bit of it. See what you think. All right, cheers, Ben. Catch you back on here in a second. Okay. I'll start it on my own.
Okay.
Don't come in yet.
This is what we have now, these new dynamics. This is the new dynamic, isn't it? I basically start either halfway through the first verse or at the start.
Well, yeah, you should not really come in through the first verse.
Okay.
Oh, slide away. Give it all you've got. Our day, filling from the top, a dream of you and all the things you say. I wonder where you are now. Here you go. Hold me down, all the world's asleep. I need you now. Knock me off my feet.
Okay.
Woof. What were we going to say? My boyfriend's back. Angels 1963. The Hatster's come through for me. Thank you, Hattie. Cheers, Ben.
Amazing.
Yeah, was that an alright version?
It was a fantastic version.
Thanks. I really like it. I love those chords. I like that it's got heavy on that F major 7 in there. It's like Oasis with a major 7th. Like.
Yeah, it uses that quite a lot. The F major.
Yeah. So, yes, Hattie has confirmed that My Boyfriend's Back is a song, and I'm pretty sure it goes something like, hey, la, my boyfriend's back, something like that. So, Nathan, I think it's not a Scouse thing. I think it's a reference to that song. Because it says, it's underneath your window singing, hey, la, my boyfriend's back.
And see, I've never known that. I've loved that song most of my life. Never knew it.
Educational feed. It almost is it? Can we almost slide in a bit of, what do you reckon?
Nicely slid.
Little sort of technical slid, just slid it in there. Little lyrical technical. We need like a lyrical reference, like cultural pop culture reference, or something. I don't know. Yeah, sorry about that. So, have you thought about your luxury item, Ben Drake?
Yeah, of course.
What's it going to be? Guitar?
Of course.
Yeah, of course it is, isn't it?
Of course it is. This
your
is
Gibson.
My J200.
The J200.
And I've waited 15 years to get that. I used to play the Epiphones. I thought, I want a Gibson. I couldn't afford it. And I got it about, it must be 7 years ago now. And never regretted buying that. It's just a fantastic bit of kit. Love it.
Nice. And because it's sort of cheating, isn't it, with the Desert Island Disc? Because if you take an instrument with you, you can just play any song that you want, really. You've got
keep yourself entertained. Yeah.
I almost thought the other day when I was thinking about, I'd spend my just days and all days thinking about my Desert Island Discs and stuff. And I was thinking, like, maybe I'd take like a massive buskers book with me for any songs of like with really complex chords in, do you know what I mean? So that I could.
Yeah, because you'd have no Wi-Fi, no internet.
No Wi-Fi in it, so you can't just look up you can't just get your Tabs app out and look it up. So
the old school way, like we used to do, buy the books and.
Yeah, my dad had one that I started using as well, where it's just like an alphabetical binder, and so you just write it, you hand write it in, and there was even bits that was stuck in from other books that had been sticked into that one, and. Yeah, and I'd be sat in the Ritz, playing at the Ritz with my sort of binders of Pritt-sticked sort of telephone books with songs in, essentially. Old school, I like it, and yet to carry a sort of satchel filled with books and music and stuff. So
yeah, none of that anymore.
And now you just got a tablet or a phone, and then you've got every song that's ever been written on you. Fingertips.
It's good in one way because it's like when obviously I put covers into my sets, and if I want to learn one, I just look it up, and it's there in front of you. Yeah, well, so it's a lot easier.
Without it. I just go onto the tabs app, Ultimate Guitar tabs, and use that all the time. Transpose. You just change the key at a tap of a button. Yeah. So hang on, what have we got? People saying here, lovely guitar, would love one. Nathan's really into your guitar, and Chris says Mr. 90s buzz, great decade of music, definitely maybe is pure class. It's a good album, isn't it? Definitely maybe.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, man. Right, you're going to play us your last song, aren't you?
Well, we was going to try, wasn't we? But I don't know if it's going to work with the.
Just give it a go. Just do like when we put Miguel, the sax player, we had to put him in the other room. You might have to sort of just go right to the back of your thing.
I'm not in a big room.
Yeah. Just get right in the corner if you can, because we were doing a slight technical test just before we came on live, and the volume of the guitar was breaking up the feed a lot for Ben, because he's only on his iPhone. So just play as softly as you can.
I shall try.
His ultimate song. It's Chaz and Dave, isn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, Chaz and Dave, innit? But my nan used to love this song, And every time I used to go around there, she used to play it. And then I ended up meeting Dave quite a few times.
He knows Dave from Chaz and Dave.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah. I used to work with his nephew. But it's just a great song. And I learned it to play. I was on the BBC Three Counties, Justin Dealey, and he was a massive...
You're like, oh, this is quite a big deal, you know, I'm on a big BBC thing. I really need a song that's going to impress everyone. Oh, I know Chaz and Dave.
Well, he's a massive Chaz and Dave fan. He couldn't believe it. So once I said I sort of knew Dave, when I say know him, I've met him a few times. I was in. So I learned this song, and I remember playing it and just thinking, oh my God, I can't remember the chords, which would probably happen now. It's been so long. Live on the BBC.
Well, this is a bigger deal because this is live on the Lowe Song Show, so
yeah,
no pressure, Ben, but
no pressure, but
in your own time.
I apologise if it's going to distort because it's just going for the iPhone. So
yeah, just honestly, just play it as softly as you possibly can.
Okay, let's try it. Well, I built my life around you, did what I thought was right. You never cared about me, now I've seen the light. Oh, darling, there ain't no pleasing you. And it seemed that everything I ever did was wrong. I should have known it all along. Oh, darling, there ain't no pleasing you. You only had to say the word, and you knew I'd do it. You had me where you wanted me, and you went and blew it. Now everything I ever done was only done for you. So now you can go and do just what you wanna do. Yeah, I'm telling you, 'cause I ain't gonna be made to look a fool no more. You done it once too often, what do you take me for? Oh, darling, there ain't no pleasing you. And if you think I don't mean what I say and I'm only bluffing, you got another thing coming, I'm telling you that for nothing. Oh, darling, I'm leaving. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that was so good.
Did it distort?
Not really. It sounded a little bit underwatery for me, but yeah, everyone is bloody loving this. My dad says, yeah, excellent,
Fantastic.
Brilliantly done. Love that Chaz and Dave song. Hattie's so into it. Lynn, great choice. Nathan, great song. Wasn't expecting that one. You surprised everyone with this one.
Yeah.
Brilliant,
there's actually a version on my YouTube channel.
Oh,
The Ben Drake Collective. I did it years ago, and you know when you do a cover and you just leave it there. And,
yeah. Oh,
and then I check back, and I don't get many hits on YouTube. I don't use it a lot, but then I check back, and it's like building up to 1,000 hits, and I think, oh, people are enjoying that one.
It's mad, isn't it? I did a Frank Zappa cover of a really stupid song called Chava by Frank Zappa. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I did it on like an old laptop webcam, and it's so distorted you can't really see me, and I'm playing it on like an upright piano. And I put it on there like 15 years ago. My channel's really old. And and that like it's you know, it gains a bit of traction, and there's been sort of Zappa fans, because I don't think there's many people who've covered that song on YouTube. Do you know what I mean? And so all
that's
the
true.
Sort of Zappa songs searching Chava come across me. And
a friend of mine is a big Zappa fan, so he'll like that.
Well, check it. If you go right back on my channel, you'll find Chava. Such a stupid song, ridiculous.
I'm gonna have a look.
But yeah, good fun. All right, Ben. Well, I think that's the end of the show. So thanks so much for joining us. Thanks everyone.
Thanks
who's
for
been
having
watching.
me.
And do you want to add anything? We should say that. So it's Ben Drake Collective is what your music stuff comes
The book
under.
and the
Yeah, because
special
He's done it.
Oh, we did it. Sorry, I
It's the
can't
guitar
hear.
and Drew's.
Okay. Yes,
Yeah.
of course. Sorry, Ben. Sorry.
So I record under the collective because it's, you know, I write the songs. I'm a singer-songwriter, but we use a band on the album, so it's like, you know, so it's a collective of musicians. So that's what we go under that. But I think the last thing I would say was, if anyone could, when the song comes out on the 16th, if anyone could download it and just stream it. I mean, it costs 99p to download, and all the money goes to the trust. So we're really starting to push it. We've got some celebrities involved because Katie Price, her mum has actually got the condition, so she's getting involved, which would be great. She's going to hopefully share it on her Instagram. But yeah, we've got a few people. Dom from the Chris Moore show's tweeted about it, so it's got some traction. But we just need to keep the momentum going, and then hopefully they raise awareness and get some funds for the trust.
I'll put the link in the description of this video. I don't know why I didn't do that already.
Oh, great, yeah.
But yeah, so I'll put it in afterwards. And if everyone just goes maybe to what's your most active? Facebook, Insta, YouTube?
Probably Instagram, but then I think for me it would be Spotify, because again, I don't really use Spotify, but I'm starting to build that up because that's where the trust will get the money. So if we can add it to playlists, things like that.
Yeah, definitely. And it's
that's what we're
such a beautiful song, and I think everyone quite enjoyed it when I covered it earlier, and then I'm going to play your actual video of it out as at the end here. So I'm going to say thanks to Ben, and please go and find Ben on all of the platforms, whatever you use, Ben Drake Collective.
Yeah.
And find him on Spotify and save him as an artist, so that when There comes, it's called There, the single.
Yeah.
The one for your dad. So when that comes out, like you'll sort of know about it, and I'll make sure I promote it on my page as well.
And I forgot to say happy birthday to Sai, because it was the other day, wasn't it? Last week.
Oh yeah, it was a week ago. It was a bit of a
okay.
disaster Sai's birthday, wasn't it? You got in a fight with someone on the live feed.
Really?
Someone told him he was rabbiting on too much, and they hadn't realised he was the Desert Island disc guest. Yeah, it's sort of. And then everyone was piling in on it. It was like a fight, all pile on sort of.
We've become a tribe, I think.
Yeah, it got a bit tribal. Sort of tribal. Yeah, it was. Yeah. Anyway, well, look. Thanks to everyone who's watching. Thanks. I think everyone has really enjoyed your choices of songs, and a lovely bit of Chaz and Dave there at the end as well. So cheers to Ben. Thanks to everyone for watching. Please join me Monday for Beatles. Sorry about last Monday. My daughter was a bit poorly, but she's absolutely fine now. She's all better. So Monday for Beatles, as always. And next Wednesday, we'll have another guest for the Lowe Song Show. I'm just really trying to get that sort of like the Dick whatever something show. Do you know what I mean? Like some sort of old school 60s
Dick
sort of...
Cavett, you mean?
What was he called? Like,
Dick Cavett, it was called.
Did he have a show? Was it called like
the
Dick Cavett show?
Yeah. Maybe the Parkinson...
Sort of, do you know what I mean? That sort of vibe, like the Lowe Song Show, like a sort of old school 60s sort of show. Anyway.
I'll try and write you one.
Right, thanks to Ben. See you all guys next week.
Ben.
I'm going to remove you now, Ben. Cheers.
That was fantastic, really fantastic, Ben.
And I'm going to play you all out with Ben's single here. So I was going to say, you won't see us again. So, I mean, next Monday you'll see us. So thanks to everyone for watching.
Thanks, guys. And
here's Ben's song. Please go and follow him on on the platforms and everything. And I'll see you next week. All right. Cheers. Bye.
There's a dark cloud out today. Ever since you went away, there's a dark space in my mind that's there all of the time. Since you were pulled from our lives, there's a dark feeling ahead. Ever since you were since you